All right, welcome back. Well, next we'll focus on this scenario in Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife about the school fees. We're joined now by Ibikunle Isaac, who is the president of the OAU Student Union. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Give us a background. What is going on?
Actually, in Ife now, everything is boiling, I must tell you. Now, for like 2 weeks now, the school fee was increased. It started with postgraduate students, then the fresh students. Even our own, the undergraduate too, our own fees too has been increased, but it's still in the offing.
What's the rate of the increase?
About 320% increment.
From what to what?
From like 17,000 to about 100,000 naira.
For fresh students?
Fresh students, apart from
returning students?
Fresh students, apart from 20,000 acceptance fee, then some other charges.
What about returning students?
They've not exposed that for now.
Wait, returning students, no increment on their part?
There is increment, but they've not announced that.
Okay, so what the students are protesting is the increase in fees for fresh students
and the postgraduate students.
And postgraduate.
Yes,
so
sir.
Fresh students will be those who will be joining.
Yeah, soon.
Okay. So why the protest?
Yeah, so in Ife, we know the last hope for the masses, for the children of the masses, is Ife, or Obafemi Awolowo University. Just like many of us that we got admission into the university. Just because of that fee, that's why we still have opportunity to come into university education. Or like in some other schools that we have astronomical fee payments. In OAU, it's different. We have the education, because you know what, in this country now, what we're having now is just some people commercializing education. And we have this fund in OAU. There is no justification for it. I don't know if you're aware of all the sources of fund that this university usually have for now. In OAU, we have a lot of, just like 3 years ago, our acceptance fee was increased from 2,000 to 20,000 naira.
How much do you pay now?
Now, 20,000 naira acceptance fee for fresh students.
What is the grouse? Is the protest, are you saying that there should be no increase whatsoever?
For now, no increment. If there is going to be any increment, let the students, the student representative, come on board. Let's see the books of the management itself. How about billions of naira that we do have every year? How do we spend it?
Tell us about the sources of funding. I mean, you talked about the many streams of income from the university authorities. How were you privy to that, and what do you know about them? Okay,
thank you very much. I will list them. One, we are talking about acceptance fee. 2,000 to 20,000 acceptance for the past 3 years. Nothing to show for it. Our light is still epileptic. Our water is still bad. Nothing to show for it. That is running into millions. About 6,000 naira on every JAMBite, every JAMB writing student on campus. And we're having about 50,000 students every year.
The university gets a fee for every student that comes to write JAMB within university quarters?
Yes. So, for exam, then for
6,000 naira, 50,000 students, you estimate.
Yeah, you'll be having
like about 300 million naira. Roughly.
Roughly, every year. We have pure water factory. We have bread making factory on campus. They're generating funds from this. We have a lot of projects we have a lot of grants. Just some months back, $8 million was earmarked for OAU from World Bank.
Have you received it?
Yes, they've received it. $8 million.
What was it for? Because usually when the World Bank gives grants, they're usually for specific projects.
Yeah, for facilities on campus, and on OAU campus we have a lot of alumni.
Your school, I'm looking at the release from your school. By the way, your vice chancellor should have been here, but I think he has an urgent meeting in Abuja, so he couldn't make it here. And you're looking at the justification, and they say, well, the cost of education has risen. The overhead cost of allocation and subvention received from the federal government has dwindled by over 50% compared to what the university received 5 years ago. And I'm sure you must have seen this other one sent to you, looking at comparison between or amongst other schools and yours. You look at the matriculation, you are 8,500, like 1,000. Futa 1,000, Uniben 3,005. Now let's go to your school. Your school, that is OAU, currently 1,000 naira, and it's just been moved to 4,000 naira. So they get breakdown. At the end of it all, it still seems as if your school still has a considerable, increase or increment in fees and other tuition levies here.
Okay, sir. For instance, if you look at Unilag, the highest they are paying is about 35,000 naira.
Oh, we're talking about fees?
Yes, fees.
Okay.
I'm talking about the proposal for the increments. Now, you're having about 120,000 naira.
Is it the school that gave you that?
Yeah, that is the proposal they brought to the Senate. And sir, the member of the Senate, the lecturers, have issued a statement against the increments. They have the statement. They constitute the Senate that approved this fund. So we don't know what transpired in the Senate that approved the fund itself.
Were you part of the meeting?
No, sir. But this is ASU statements on the increment, that the increment is unjustifiable.
So the students were not aware of, you were not aware before this increment was announced?
Not at all, not at all.
No communication whatsoever?
No communication whatsoever. Even when you just came on board, do you know what was prescribed before? Just because of increment in fee. 3 years ago. Now it's coming back again. You are bringing increment again. Is it that you want to prescribe the again? Because it can never stand, it can't.
So are you saying that, school fees will be stagnant forever in OAU? Is that what we're saying?
What we're saying is, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, if there's going to be any increments, we must be involved. We must know how much we are spending, how much we need. For instance, these bogus figures cannot be sustained. We are talking about issue of caution fees. They said it's refundable. And we as the union, we're telling them that in OAU we don't damage property. That if I thought a student damages the property, we are ready to sign an undertaking. 5,000, if that 5,000 is removed from the money, I think it would be a kind of relief. But somebody just wants to fix it in one account and receiving returns. That's what we believe.
Are you suggesting that the school authorities submit their books to the student union for vetting before this increment is done, if at all it will be done?
No, they should make it open. Let's know how much we want. The money we have on ground, how we spent it, every kobo. We are not saying we cannot increase, but let's see how much we need on campus. We have money.
Your school has actually won the best in the country 3 consecutive times. And you see that maybe this could be an effort to sustain that position. And looking at what you have there, I realize that for ICT training, for all the institutions here, none is being charged, but your school is being asked to pay a proposed amount of 5,000 naira. Isn't this because they want you to be the best, to continue being the best? Did you, at any point in time, meet with Dr. Aborishade, who is the ASU chairman of your school?
Come in, please.
Have you met with the ASU leadership in your school?
Yes, sir.
So what's the outcome of the meeting?
Yeah, they're against the increment. That's why they issue statements. Even they call a congress of all the lecturers, comprising of all the professors who are members of the Senate.
Then who is making the increment if the academic staff were not part of this whole increase?
Actually, probably what happened, what transpired at the Senate meeting was just some people coming on board, some professors coming on board who are in tune with the management to say this.
Well, also members of ASU, I guess.
You said?
Well, also members
of ASU. When a congress of ASU is against a position, that means...
But ASU is not the law-making body in the school, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Are they? I thought it's the Senate.
But they are part of the stakeholders on campus, just like NASU. NASU too has issued a statement.
What did they say? They're also against
the increments.
Okay.